The best way I can describe it is like jumping out of a plane. Intellectual understanding is like understanding that the plane is going to do what it's supposed to do to make sure that I'm not jumping out of the plane blindly. It's also not emotional understanding because I might feel really scared of jumping out of the plane. I think belief is the moment you decide to jump.
For years, since the Protestant faith has been popular and expanded, there has been lots of just people using religion, I think sometimes in ways to really oppress and hurt minority groups and certain people. And that breaks my heart. I don't believe that is what Jesus intended of Christianity.
Like anything in life, don't let the voices that are the loudest be the only voices that you hear. There's a lot of loud voices that speak for all of Christianity, and I really wish that they wouldn't, because they do not speak for all of us, and they don't speak for the Bible and for the Lord.
I'm sorry for the way Christians have acted for and continue to act in persecuting specific communities. Christianity, the religion, has not done the best job. Christianity doesn't define who God is. God defines who God is.
I think it's hard to express religion, as it's been said, by any certain label, any certain box. I don't believe God has ever asked us to do that or wants us to do that. That's all been things that man has done out of our attempt to reason through things. We like to package things up in a nice little box and put a label on it. And sometimes that label says Christian or Catholic or Jew or whatever it may be. And we all have our preconceived notions of what that looks like. And very seldom does our notion ever fit what truly is. And I think when you hear the term Christian, it paints a different picture for every person. To follow Christ is not a checklist of rules. It's not a number of things that you can do to accomplish a level that you can reach. It's a relationship with the true and the living God, a relationship with one who laid down his life that we can have eternity. And that is something special, to have a relationship.
Christianity isn't what you want it to be. And I think a lot of people make it what they want it to be. They make it something about following rules and being a perfect person. And none of that is true. Christianity is knowing that you're loved deeply and you're created by someone who's so much bigger than you. It's about sharing that with other people and not keeping it for yourself, not keeping that truth for yourself.
Christianity is a lot more about a relationship with Jesus and a relationship with the divine rather than religion.
I feel like a lot of times people see, the Old Testament version of God where it's all this like crazy wrath and vengeful nature, but the fact and the idea that we have peace with him is just so wild to me. And God loves you, and more than that, he wants to spend time with you and he wants to know who you are.
That God would come down from heaven to hang out with humans and live the life of a person and be relatable in that way, that God would come to us at all is just a really cool concept.
God loves everybody, and that's what I would love everybody to know, is that he loves you and that he is for you no matter what.
If you can imagine being God and everything's perfect, you're sitting up in heaven living eternally, you wouldn't want to go down to earth and become a human with people who are hurtful and can't love you the way that you love them. But God did it anyways. And I think that shows his love for us, that he wanted to be with us. Even if we don't receive it, he already loves us.
As humans, we are relational creatures. We desire to love, to be, and to exist with other people in this world. Magnify that desire times 1,000,000, and that still does not even compare to how much the God of the universe desires for you to walk with him.
I would want to emphasize that Christianity is about serving and loving others, and in doing that, we are loving God.
I have so many friends who are believers who are genuinely kind and love others despite just who they are and what they are, and I would really hope to see that more coming out of Christianity in the future. I just hope that people would begin to see Christianity for who our God is and who our Jesus is, rather than human error.
love for God, self, and others. Everything else is secondary.